This man arrived at a refugee site at Chad's border with Sudan 2 days earlier, after making a perilous 340-kilometre journey on foot from the Zamzam displacement camp in North Darfur. The camp is gripped by famine and besieged by the hostile Rapid Support Forces, or RSF. The man asked to remain anonymous for security reasons.
I swear, what is happening in Zamzam is devastating. Explosions have turned citizens into corpses. No money and no food. Sometimes you go the whole day eating only one meal.
He recounted how he and other members of the community in Zamzam had to bury 25 infants who had died of starvation. According to the UN, parts of Darfur are in a state of famine, the world's first in 7 years.
Aid groups and residents say the camp of 300,000 inhabitants is also being regularly shelled by the RSF, one of the warring parties in Sudan's civil war that evolved from the Janjaweed militia. Another Zamzam resident who fled to Chad also asked to remain anonymous for fear of reprisals.
When we first arrived, we thought it would be safe because humanitarian organizations were based there. We assumed the Janjaweed wouldn't attack them, but they did.
He said the young and the elderly were the first to perish.
The elderly and children were the most vulnerable. Many families lost their young ones due to malnutrition and lack of medical care.
The UN's World Food Programme says the famine stems from conflict.
And I think the main point is, this is a man-made conflict, and the famine, as a result, is also man-made. And the solution can only be man-made. A humanitarian pause would be required to ramp up to the scale that's needed to prevent this from really becoming one of the world's worst hunger or famine situations in decades.
As the UN continues to distribute food for the refugees here in Chad, it says the famine in Darfur is expected to spread to 5 more regions of Sudan by mid-2025. Henry Wilkins, VOA News, Adre, Chad.